The movie Cocaine Bear is loosely based off a wild, true story. Now, the movie has taken the internet by storm with its wild premise of a bear going on a drug-fueled killing spree. But as outrageous as it may seem, the story behind the movie is even more shocking. So let's take a look at the real-life events that inspired Cocaine Bear. This is Andrew C. Thornton II. Thornton joined the military in 1962. He was part of the invasion of the Dominican Republic, earning a Purple Heart. Then he would leave the service and go back to ranching with his father. After ranching for a year, he would join the Lexington, Kentucky police in 1968. He even went back to school and obtained his degree in law enforcement in 1971. And then he would move to the narcotics division. While working with the Drug Enforcement Administration, he would begin his drug smuggling career. The drug smuggling operation would be called The Company, and even had a connection to notorious drug smuggler Jimmy Charga. In 1977, Thornton would leave the police force and begin practicing law. In 1981, the FBI arrested Thornton's associate, Bradley Bryant. Inside, the police found fake driver's licenses, weapons, semi-automatic weapons, $22,000 in cash, and a notebook with operation plans and a list of names, including Thornton's. Months after Bryant's arrest, Thornton, along with 24 other co-conspirators, would be arrested on the charges that they were conspiring to steal equipment from the China Lake Naval Base in California. However, there wasn't enough evidence to charge Thornton with a crime. Instead, he faced charges on the drug smuggling operation from 1979, in which he pled not guilty. After being paroled, he fled to North Carolina, where he was apprehended. He was given 6 months in jail, 5 years probation, told to pay a fine, and had his law license suspended. While in jail, the company cut ties with Thornton. Shortly after his release, he would resume smuggling drugs into the country. On September 9, 1985, Thornton and his bodyguard, Bill Leonard, traveled to Colombia to transport 400 kilos of cocaine back to the United States. However, Leonard said he wasn't aware of the transport plan and thought they were just going to the Bahamas. Thornton only told him that they were headed to Colombia mid-flight. Upon landing, they were met by men carrying guns, and bags of cocaine were loaded on the Cessna. En route back to the United States, Leonard claimed they heard agents on the radio discussing actions to follow their plane, and he started throwing the bags of cocaine out of the plane in a panic. Thornton put the plane on autopilot and then jumped from the plane somewhere in Knoxville. They set up a place to meet, but Thornton never showed up. Thornton's parachute didn't open, and he landed in the backyard, breaking his neck in a residential area in Knoxville. His injuries would prove fatal. The Cessna was found 60 miles away from where Thornton had crashed. Several months after Andrew Thornton II's death, a hunter was in the Chattahoochee National Forest in Georgia, where he discovered a deceased black bear that weighed about 175 pounds. Beside the bear was a duffel bag containing 75 pounds of cocaine, and was later found out that it came from the same Cessna that Thornton piloted before his death. A necropsy was carried out on the bear, where the medical examiner said that the bear's stomach was filled to the brim with cocaine. The bear suffered a cerebral hemorrhage, respiratory failure, hypothermia, heart failure, and a stroke before death. These days, you can see the real-life cocaine bear. He was taxidermied and displayed at the Chattahoochee National Forest. But after going through a series of collectors, he ended up in country music star Waylon Jennings' possession. The bear would change hands a few more times, and now Pablo Escobar can be seen at the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky. In the end, the bear overdosed, and no humans were harmed by the real-life cocaine bear.